Guys, good morning. It's just a little lesson for not only my guys, but for everybody out there also to be able to understand what we're looking at and why we're trying to get certain names and certain levels down pat. Yesterday, one of the standouts for me was the steel space. So in that steel space, you have letter X, you have AKS, AK Steel. You have X up a drop this morning, AK Steel, SCHN, NUE, STLD. Not sure if April you want to add any other ones, or if anybody wants to add any other ones. Those are the ones that we were watching.
Absolutely. ATI is a name to also place in that group, and that's a high beta steel name.
ATI. Also, Alcoa was moving yesterday.
SCHN.
I did. Yeah, STLD. I got also NUE. Let's keep an eye and post on those. Margo, those aren't close enough to MI. When you need something like MI, you need to have a closer market evaluation or book value or something along the same guidelines to BAC is not close enough to MI. And if there's nothing out there like it, but I'd say it's something more in the regional space name, regional bank space. So you see some of the movement in these names today, and I think that if there continues to be M&A transpiring in the financial space, then we will see a lot bigger of a move in some of these names. So it's something to keep an eye on. If today's the first of many, as MI gets taken out, up 21%. Yesterday after the close, RIM had earnings. They traded anywhere between, I'd say, about 58 and change to about 62 and change, moving all over the place. Today it's gapping up to a new high right now, up 4% pre-market. Nice move, good firm hold. Lots of conversation piece about RIM and the future of RIM and the direction of RIM and their playbook that's coming out. And maybe it's something that we should sort of address later on in a little bit of a roundtable discussion. But it is a important mention to sort of start getting a feel for where RIM is headed, and maybe use the collective community to be able to get a feel on what people's intentions are and what type of phones and I guess like iPad type of products people would buy. We're going to move on to some other ideas. We got about 12 minutes or so to the open. Yesterday, gold and silver moving down. Big moves in those names. We talk about them: NG, Newmont, GG, ABX, some of the other gold and silver names, PAAS, moving around.
It's an interesting. I think you're at an inflection point with these gold and silver names. Just interesting, with the market getting stronger and stronger, and these things have just gone parabolic. It's smart to keep an eye on if they start to come out of them, but clearly they are definitely have been in a strong uptrend. Regions Financial pulling into new lows on the day, RF. So right now you have the spiders. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was a dividend, and as I work my way through, just looking right now, we have Nasdaq futures are up $1, gold's up $1.60, silver's up 2 cents. UUP, the dollar, trading back around that pivot spot around 23.13. The VIX it closed at 17.39. E-minis 12.43, spot 50. Ben's pointing out Zion's HCBK, HBEN are comps to Marshall Isling.
Okay. Also, guys, a big area to watch. A place where I made some money at towards the close yesterday was on the MasterCard and the Visa, and these things just had a huge downward move with a massive volume spike. And these things were really adding excitement to the broadcast. And on a pretty fairly slow day, it was a lot of action for these names. Some of the other names started joining the party, so keep an eye on them today. Also, you have American Express, you have COF, Capital One Financial, you have DFS, Discover Financial, in the same space. So let's watch all those. Please post on them all. I want to know Visa, MasterCard, which direction they're moving out, and so on. Foreign banks, very important area looks like today. Foreign banks are moving around too. You have UBS down 1.6%. You have BCS down 2.3%. DB down a little bit. IRE moving around down 5% again. IRE, the Bank of Ireland. MasterCard trading at new highs.
That's off of the Moody's/Ireland's ratings by 5 notches.
Great.
Bank.
Did
you hear me? No, sorry.
Go ahead.
BMO, Bank of Montreal, is 5% down today.
Well, they bought MI. That's why.
Yeah, but it broke down the 50 and the 200 moving average is trading below those important levels.
Be interesting to see if Bank of Montreal, because as of late, at least what I've noticed is that the acquirer has been rewarded. The stock price of the acquirer has been rewarded as of late, so we'll keep an eye on that stock to see if there's any type of reversal.
Yesterday also MIPS, MIPS moving around also, gapping up 3.4% today. MIPS. Oracle, obviously a very tech-heavy name today, gapping up 5% this morning. Really nice move in that name. Let's keep an eye on that. Could add a nice tone to some of the other tech names, as that thing has just been performing well. Best Buy broke, I believe, to new lows yesterday. Thing's been getting killed. I'd love to get a little more technical analysis on BBY, as I do feel it's approaching some of the areas of support previous to this earnings season, where it bounced off of for about $10 run. Those are some good names, Mike. Thanks. Comps for MI. Yes, CMA, I believe, is a good one. FitBi, HBAN, and USB. Gonna grab a couple other names because we got about 8 minutes. A couple other names to watch. April, I like to go over some of those uranium plays. As guys, when April talks about something, I really take it to heart, and he puts it out there for the world to sort of grab onto and utilize. And as you know, we don't say, hey, buy this here or sell this here. But when somebody mentions something like the uranium plays, as April's been mentioning for, 2.5, 3 months now, and these things have just gone up 200 or 300%, and they continue to move and trade well and have action and activity and volume, it is something to focus on. So we're going to go, I want to put out some of those names again. I know that there's URRE and UEC. What are some of the other names in that space in the uranium plays?
USU, DNN running alongside now. Nice pullback to Bollinger Band, mid-entry levels of support. Still trading above its 30 SMA. That's DNN. What else do we have out there? URA, which is the ETF for uranium. CCJ, which is the largest, clear-cut, pure-play uranium company.
Okay.
And this other one, FRG, which is gold, but they also have, I think, uranium deposits, and I think they're in the process of whatever they're doing surveys. That stock has definitely been on a tear. FRG has gone on.
FRG.
FRG.
Okay. Also, you guys, yesterday we had the first real big move in a while on the Vegas names. We had LVS leading the way to higher yesterday with some strength in WIN, also WYNN, MPEL, MPEL with a really nice move higher yesterday, really big move, and MGM too. also breaking out higher. It's first day up for those yesterday. Let's keep an eye on them. Anybody want to, at this point, anybody want to talk about any of the names that they're watching pre-market, any of the news stories that you may see out there or you're sort of scouring for? Try to put them out there. If you have speaking ability, just chime in. If you are on, if you need to type them in, I'd love to hear what people are watching out there this morning. You have Yoku breaking down to new lows again today. It is trading up a little bit. That's YOKU. One of the members mentioned it yesterday, sort of getting down to some interesting levels on that, and the Dang trading at $25 even now, 25 and change.
I was just going to mention also, I don't know if that was also on your list, URG. That's Uranium Energy. That was a focus. Actually, this company was a focus in one of the financial papers today.
Very interesting.
Just a note on RIM that yesterday after the earnings it traded as high as a little bit over 62, and it seems like it's been a resistance. Yesterday and pre-market it went as high as 61.89. It's trading in the middle of the range, 61.62, 61.50 is heavily traded. So, but so far that 62 it seems to be a milestone that I don't know if it's going to clear it out or it's going to go on being a big resistance.
Okay, very good point, very good post. Let's keep an eye on that. That was 62 even?
62.04, something like that.
Okay, perfect. Guys, we know about the blip trades. We know about breaking through numbers and sort of shaking everybody out. So keep an eye on that.
And also, Dave, I don't mind to interrupt, but
go ahead.
Again, option X, look for, I know Ben mentioned this as well, look for peg prices for stocks, look for even numbers, like when I mentioned, like $10 or 25 or 22 and a half or 12 and a half. Stocks may want to gravitate towards their peg prices.
Very good point. Options expiration, guys. Triple witch today. Triple witch for me, it has mostly been on the opens where the action has been as things shake out, things get pretty volatile, things whip around, and then they sort of settle in and start gravitating towards certain prices on expiration, especially when the market's as flat as it is right now. So it's something to keep an eye on, something to remember, something to show you to stay out of trouble today. A very, very important attribute. Staying out of trouble, guys. It's what keeps people alive in this business. It's what allows for you to focus. When that trade does come up, the one that you need to find, the 8, 9s, or 10s, it allows for you to knock the cover off the bull in those.
Just looking at Regions Financial at the moment, I've got some daily support around the 596 level. Stock has been trading sideways over the last about 6 or 7 sessions. Low end of that range is around $6.12.
Guys, we got about a minute and a half to the open, and guys, do your stretch on your own today. Make sure you get up and you stretch it out and you shake it out a little bit so you're not stiff and your back doesn't break during trading today. We got a minute and a half to the open. ACN on earnings last night after the close. ACN, another name to watch and to post on, please. ACN, MasterCard just made a new low pre-market, even though it's gapping up a 1.5%. Oracle trading at its high this morning. RIM right back in the middle of the range. Keep an eye on RIM. I mean, it's one of those buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. But let the market dictate to you what it's trading like.
Just under a minute to the open.
Okay, good luck, guys. Good luck trading this morning. Stay out of trouble. Communicate with everybody out there. MasterCard trades at new lows again, $4 off its recent high just now a few minutes ago.
American Express goes negative. MasterCard just pulled in $4.
MasterCard 227.11 cents, the 200 moving average. So keep an eye on that number because it may be a pivot number.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys. Good luck. Markets opening. The bell's ringing.